Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna pop in some new batteries and we're gonna add some solder to that one. So these are all Game Boy games. This is Pokemon Yellow, that one's blue, and that one's red. So my mom's gonna do the videotaping on this one. Right here. So the way I like to do it is get the battery off first. I know people add solder before you do that, but I don't think that makes any sense. You might as well get the battery off. Battery comes right off, and then I add a little bit of solder. And they have little, like, I call them landing pads. And you just fill the landing pad up with fresh solder because it needs fresh flux. And then I take the new battery, and solder obviously cools off and becomes solid like crazy quick. And I just hold it in there and I just heat it up a little bit to where it becomes a part of it. And then add even more over the top. And look at that. That's all it takes. There should be no problem. So I'm going to add a little more solder to the bottom connection to make sure. Yeah, that looks perfect. So the bottom connection's all good, top connection's all good. This should be perfectly fine. Of course, I'll test it. We're going to do Pokemon Red, or sorry, Pokemon Yellow. That was blue. So just heat it up, get the battery off. And all the cartridges orient the same. So once you've done one, it's really easy to remember how they go. And again, we're just going to add some fresh solder to the landing pad.
Here, pick the other one. You want to try one? I was the youngest CEO in the history of New York Stock Exchange. It's sweet. Created thousands of jobs and then served in Congress. That's the type of background and my platform about real solutions, not impossible promises.
Oh, and see, sometimes they do move on you. So you gotta just heat it up and move it back where you want it. It's surprisingly forgiving. It really is perfect. Sometimes it's a guessing game. Sometimes it's an exact science. We're gonna hit that one right there. That's perfect. This is like speed soldering. There's nothing wrong with that right there. I promise you those will work. Now this one I didn't do. And I noticed that this solder didn't look that great. Looked a little light, so I just wanted to add a little bit of extra solder to that, make sure it's good. And that one actually looks pretty good, but let's go ahead and add a little bit just to make sure. There's no reason why these should not. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little more of that. That just does not look like they put a lot on there. Which I don't know why you wouldn't, because solder is, yeah, perfect. You want that little dome effect. So solder's super cheap. There's really no reason to skimp out. I've been using this thing for weeks now, doing probably 10, 15 cartridges, and it's got a lot left to go. So that's it. That's how you solder.